Hey guys, Steve here from Top Guns out of Terre Haute, Indiana. Today I'm here with Ryan from Trijicon. Ryan's going to help us out and give us some quick tips and answer some questions about some of their products. So,
Absolutely.
you know, let's start off. First off, let's just start off by saying we are dealing with fake guns or they're dummy guns.
Dummy guns. Yeah, nothing on here is real.
All right. So let's start off with the Acog. This is an optic that is frequently used by the U.S. military.
It is.
And are we allowed to say which branches are currently using it?
Pretty much every branch across the armed services have, in one way or another, used an Acog at some point.
All right, so tell me a few things that stand out about the Acog that would make a person want to go with an Acog over a different optic.
Absolutely. So a couple different things. First is the forged aluminum design, so it's going to be an extremely durable housing. It's made out of forged 70-75 aluminum, so pretty much anything that you do to it, whether it's you or me using it or somebody in the armed services, it's almost impossible to break. It's also going to be battery-free illuminated, and I know we've been talking this weekend about how important that is to you in particular,
right.
But there's no risk of batteries going out or anything like that, so it's actually powered or illuminated by a fiber on top, so it collects ambient light, illuminates that reticle, and if there's no ambient light, there's actually tritium in here as well, so you'll always have an illuminated reticle 24 hours a day, regardless of ambient light.
Sure.
Or your battery, no batteries or anything like that. The other thing, and kind of the beauty of the Acog, is the simplicity of the design. So it's a prismatic optic, etched reticle, so there's a big piece of glass in here, and once it goes together, all the pieces are fit together so tightly that nothing's really moving, so there's really nothing to break.
Yeah.
So it's extremely durable. It is a little bit higher in price point, but we always say buy once, cry once. It's going to outlive any of us, probably for generations. So it's going to work very well for pretty much any application that you want to use it for.
So you're correct. You mentioned that I happen to like the Acog. I like the Acog, because of, it doesn't take batteries, which means there's 2 points of failure on an optic when you're dealing with something that is a lit reticle. One
Right.
is the electronics, and 2 is the battery.
Right.
So if we can have an optic that eliminates the electronics and the battery,
Yep.
why not do that? Now, what's really cool about this is it does have a range-finding reticle and a bullet drop compensator in it.
It
You want to
does.
give us a little explanation as to how that works?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different reticles that we make that are bullet specific. So when you're picking the optic that you want to make sure that you go through the process of picking out the right reticle for the exact application that you're going to be using it for. But once you get into the reticle itself, there's actually BDC lines within the reticle that tell you once it's zeroed at the top of that, at the top of the chevron or whatever the aiming point is in the optic, you're going to be able to use those BDC or the BDC that's built into the reticle to make hits out at longer distances just by simply using the reticle.
All right, so I may call myself out here. I may be, as much as I love it, I may get this wrong. Am I correct? The line represents about 19 inches at that distance?
Correct.
All right, so if we were to look here where the number 4 is, that is if you were to put basically if we were dealing with a human target or perhaps a coyote torso is about that 19 inches.
And it's about the average
shoulder width. So even though you could have a larger guy or a smaller guy, at those distances it's still close enough that we can
give you a
gauge.
general reference point, yes, so you
All
know
right.
about where you're at.
So basically, once you place the shoulders between those lines, you're going to see which one it fits in, and then you're just simply going to use that as your crosshair, which is going to compensate for your bullet drop based on the caliber and the barrel length that you're shooting out of.
Exactly.
It literally takes all the math out of it. So for those of us that are ignorant and don't have the ability to calculate that on the fly, it's making it very simple for us.
It's a very simple, straightforward design, very easy to use.
All right, guys, don't hesitate to post down below if you have any questions about Acogs. We can probably have one of our staff maybe get on there and answer, or perhaps their staff will monitor it a little bit as well, and maybe we can get some answers from them.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll talk to you all soon. Don't forget to hit your like, share, and subscribe buttons.